Hello once again and welcome back. Apparently, we just had an audio issue, a mic issue. The mic wasn't working, so I've switched to something else here. So if you were watching earlier and you're like, hey, I can't hear Russ, hopefully you can now. It's showing that the settings are working here, so you can let me know again if you don't hear me. Otherwise, this is First Alert Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Russ Thomas. I want to talk to you about, of course, the weather and what we have going on here. I think to highlight things, of course, First Alert weekend in place, it goes through Monday morning. And this is something we've been talking about, but I want to show you some numbers here, and I'm going to pop this up full screen in just a second. But this gives you an idea of how cold it has been and how cold it can get. Really watching now Sunday morning, I think that is going to be the morning remaining that is going to be the coldest and the one that will approach wind chills like we saw in some areas last night. So let's go ahead and pop that up full screen for you. Take a look right here. We've got Brooks, Minnesota, 58 below. That was our peak wind chill value. In other words, our coldest wind chill value last night through early this morning. Langdon, 58 below as well. You see a number of areas. Fosston, Mahnomen, Adams, North Dakota there. You can see Roosevelt as well, Minnesota, Thief River, all in the 50s below. Grand Forks, Fargo in the mid-40s below. We'll take a quick look here at some of the other numbers. Again, lowest air temperature. So this is not wind chill. This is the actual air temperature. Hubbard, Minnesota, 32 below. Pine Point and maybe at 30 below. Candu, you've got a temperature there of 28 below. And again, that was our lowest air temperature this morning, not including the wind chill. Now, jumping ahead, I want to show you something here. First of all, First Alert weather days, again, they'll continue today, tonight, Saturday, Sunday, through Monday morning. Morning lows anywhere from 20s below, 30s below. Could see a few teens below. But again, our high temperatures, sub-zero in just about all locations. There are going to be a couple spots on Saturday afternoon where we might jump up above zero. And when I say that, I mean like 1 degree, maybe 2. Wind chill does improve as well over the afternoon hours, but again, those hazardous wind chill windows, Saturday morning, Sunday morning in particular, and Monday morning, 40, 50, even potentially 60 below. Frostbite within just a few minutes. Hypothermia could be an issue as well. Want to watch those things, and the best way to avoid them is to not be outdoors. Now take a look at our current air temperatures, and one thing you're going to see here, our temperatures, a couple areas there above 10 below. We've got Oaks and Siston at 9 below right now. So as cold as it is, maybe something to hang your hat on there as you did jump into the single digits below zero. Again, obviously frigid out there. We're going to take a look in just a second at something else, and it has to do with the wind and how it impacts the strong winds, or not necessarily all that strong, that really impact wind chills when we get this cold. Wind speed right now. Now take a look at this. Winds right now, not bad, anywhere from 5 to maybe 10, 11, 12 miles per hour. So that's relatively light wind. We've got the sunshine. Again, while it's frigidly cold, we can kind of deal with that with the sunshine and light wind. But take a look at the wind chill index here. So in Fargo, the air temperature is 13 below. Wind speed, 6 miles per hour, making it feel like 27 below. Again, when it gets this cold, winds do not have to be strong to have a major impact on the wind chill. Langdon, it feels like 36 below. Thief River, 37. Just about all locations, at least in the mid-20s below, if not colder. So here we go. Wind chill chart. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put myself back on screen here and just give you an idea. I'll step off as much as I can or so you can get an idea. What happens is as our temperature gets colder, it doesn't take as much wind for you to feel a big impact with our wind chill temperatures. I'll give you an example. So we had areas last night that were between 25 and 30 below the actual air temperature. Wind speed, 5, 10, even 15 miles per hour. So let's just take 25 below, because there are going to be some locations that do drop down to 25 below tonight. A 10 mile per hour wind, which is not that strong, makes it feel like 47 below. So it exponentially decreases that wind chill, makes it feel all that much colder. That's why we're seeing some of the numbers that we are going to see, and I mentioned again Sunday morning. Sunday's going to be a bit breezy. Not going to be overly windy, but we're going to see winds of about 15 miles per hour. So again, when you see a temperature of 25 below, that makes it feel like 51 below. If you got a temperature of 30 below, it makes it feel close to 60 below. So again, wind chill impacts, colder it is, the less wind you need to have those numbers really drop down. Going to pop this back once again, and here's what we've got for you. Wind chill forecast. Going to take it in a few segments here. We've got 42 below at 10 p.m. this evening in Langdon, 51 below Hallock. Now, again, this is a Friday night going an early Saturday morning. I know some folks like to spend time outdoors, not outdoors necessarily, but go out on those evenings and enjoy yourself even through the early morning as on Saturday. So, again, just know how cold it is going to be as you may be just walking around out there, wherever you might be. Get indoors, stay indoors as much as possible. Only very, very short windows of time outside. Saturday morning, 9 a.m., we're looking around numbers 30s, 40s below out there. Again, going to be a frigid morning. Going to be mostly cloudy tomorrow, so we'll get some sunshine in. 9 o'clock Sunday morning. We're going to skip ahead because, again, that's the next window and the last window where we see those coldest of temperatures, the mid-50s, potentially 60 below on Sunday morning. You can see Hallock, Roseau, Thief River, 57, 58 below, approaching that 60 below mark. You head a little farther south, Grand Forks, 48 below. Fargo, 41 below. So if you're heading out the door on Sunday morning, perhaps going to church, just bundle up because it's going to be so cold out there. Monday morning, again, not quite as bad. Bus stop, heading back to work, 30s below a couple spots, low 40s below out there with the wind chill. Now, I want to show you this because hang your hat on this. Once we get to Monday afternoon, not only is it going to be sunny, winds are going to be light. These are our wind chill temperatures. We're going to be above zero in some spots with the wind chill. Valley City, it'll feel like 1. Fargo 2, Jamestown 10. But Oaks and Gwinnett really showing off 9 and 8 below respectively. Now, wind chill forecast, and again, we just took a look at this. I'm going to speed past this because I got a little ahead of myself here when I was putting these graphics together. But again, what it does give you is a kind of an eyeballing, especially when you look at these colors here, indicating how cold it's going to be. When you get these deeper reds, these orange colors, that's when it's going to be at its worst, the wind chills out there. So again, getting to Sunday night, getting to Monday, and we'll wrap up. Give you one more look at Monday afternoon to show you how the wind chills are going to improve. So, National Weather Service continues our extreme cold warning through noon on Sunday. All the areas shaded in purple, which does include Grand Forks, Fargo, Jamestown, Devils Lake Basin, also most of northwest Minnesota and Lakes Country. You do see an area there, Fergus Falls, Sisseton, where we are not under that warning. We have a cold weather advisory. Not great, but better than the warning. Again, still frigid though. This is through noon Sunday. Dangerous wind chills as low as 40 below. Saturday morning temperatures, this is the actual air temperature, teens and 20s below. Saturday afternoon, we're going to see, again, this is where I think we may jump up above zero for a couple spots. Jamestown, Oaks, Lisbon, 1 degree, 4 below Fargo, 12 below Langdon, but again, an improvement tomorrow. And again, not much of a wind out there, so it won't feel terrible out there. Not great, but not terrible. Still want to minimize your outdoor time to just maybe a couple minutes at most if you can possibly do that. You can see cold all weekend, temperatures, wind chills, we've covered that. I do want to show you the 11-day planner, give you something to look forward to here. As we jump ahead, again, first alert weather days, Saturday, Sunday, and this goes through Monday morning. Then by about Monday noon, that first alert weather day will lift. We look at next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Highs only in the single digits, but we are jumping above zero. Lows not quite as bad as we've seen the last couple mornings and what we're going to see the next 2 to 3 mornings. Still 10 below and 9 below Thursday and Friday. After that, the 31st of January, last day next Saturday, getting to February, we're jumping up. Teens for highs, Saturday, Sunday. Next, Monday, Tuesday, 20 and 23. Now, as we look beyond that, Climate Prediction Center puts out an 8 to 14-day temperature outlook. One of the things that's been trending with every day is showing us being near normal for those temperatures. Now that goes from January 31st through February 6th, that 8 to 14-day window. So when we look at our 11-day planner, that takes us through the 23rd. We're up in the 20s. With that Climate Prediction Center longer range forecast, that would tell us that the 4th, 5th, and 6th of February, we're going to continue to trend our temperatures close to, if not even slightly above the norm, which would mean, if that continues to hold out, that trend, that we're going to have at least a week from next Saturday through the following Friday or Saturday, where we're going to be at or above the norm in temperature. So a nice little break there. Beyond that, really can't guarantee anything. I don't like forecasting more than 2 weeks out just because weather models are so fickle, so finicky, and they really start to jump all over the place. But it does look like we do have a window that's been pretty consistent where the first week of February does look like we're going to be out of this cold spell and actually seeing numbers above the norm for this time of year. Of course, average is still cold, but average is better than what we're going to see the next several days. So again, the overall theme, please again, if you can, stay indoors this weekend. It's nice Saturday, Sunday, so if you don't have to get outside, stay in, maybe watch movies. NFL's on Sunday, AFC, NFC Championship game, and I'll be watching that in my warm home. So again, if you can do that, and again, if you're out this evening or you're out Saturday night, just make sure you stay inside as much as possible. Really limit your time outdoors, of course. Pets as well, make sure you keep them inside. I mean, they're susceptible as well, of course, to these cold temperatures. Otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful Friday evening and a wonderful